This is part 2 in a series continuing the story of when I discovered my wife was cheating on me. The day after I was almost certain my wife was cheating on me, she came to my parents' house for our youngest son's first birthday party. I had arrived the day before. Our son would be turning 1 in a few days, so we decided to throw him a birthday party while everyone else was in town for Easter. We had not even had him a year when he was born, and I assumed she was already with someone else. Looking back, it is really hard to judge how our interaction that day went. Afterwards, we both said it was colder than usual. Was it because I knew something was up and kept my distance from her? Or was it because she was feeling guilty that day? It was probably a mixture of both. My family says the biggest stain on the Oscars that year was that I wasn't nominated because I hid my true feelings from everyone, posed for pictures, and played with the kids as if my stomach and heart weren't torn to shreds. The party itself went really well. I played with 3 kids, extended family, and friends I've known since I was 6 years old. We ate pizza, played in the bounce house, took videos, and sang happy birthday to the youngest child with everyone around the cake. After everyone left that night, it was just my parents, my wife and I, my brother and his wife, and the kids at home. While my wife was in the shower, I picked up her cell phone and checked the location history, which I had learned I could do the night before. I took a picture with her cell phone so that no trace was left on her phone, and I felt my heart beating so hard that I was sure I could hear it in my ear. The kids were all asleep, and we were relaxing in the living room. My wife and sister-in-law were sipping wine and talking incoherently. At one point, everyone's voices started getting louder, so I reminded them. No parent wants their baby to wake up and ruin a good time. My wife gave me a disgusted look and then looked at my sister-in-law. Ever since we started dating, I was nervous when she drank. She didn't drink every day, and she wasn't an alcoholic. But when she drank, she was fun and friendly to other people and more friendly to other guys. No physical contact, just more friendly and lively conversation. She gave me a look as if she was judging me or feeling judged. I never minded that she was drunk. I am a lightweight, so after 2 drinks, no one would criticize me for being tipsy. But when I was sober and she was not, she seemed to resent the fact that I was not in the same state as she was. I learned that she was horrible when she drank around other people. On the night of my son's birthday party, however, something was different. Even my sister-in-law remembered the exact moment and the look on her face when I brought up the subject of that day 8 months later. And I remember that no one but me knew that something had happened the day before. The next day, we celebrated Easter together at my parents' house. We each had our own car, as I had moved to Tokyo the day before her. If you read my first post, you may remember that she said she went to Taco Bell by herself and then came home. That weekend, I probably checked my bank app 20 times and still no charges. It was possible, though highly unlikely, that she had paid in cash, so I went home before she did. When we got home, I ran around the house with my 1-year-old, we each had a child, and checked all the trash cans for Taco Bell trash. The trash can had been emptied the day before, so anything older than Good Friday was empty. If she had gone to Taco Bell, that bag would have been the only thing in the trash. Besides, she said she bought it on her way home, so she had to take the trash home. There was nothing in the Taco Bell stuff. I spent the rest of the day pretending I knew nothing about it and was nervous that one day I would have to confront her. While she went shopping, I stayed home to watch my boys. I made dinner and we ate it as a family, stomach churning. I watched the stranger eating dinner with the kids and me. It seemed like an eternity to get through the day until I put the kids to bed. After the kids were down, she took a shower and said she was tired and was going to bed. I knew my time was running out. Me. You must be pretty tired after this weekend, right? Her. Yeah. Me. Did you get some rest on Friday? You said you just went to the mall and went to Taco Bell? Her. Yeah. Me. But we both know that's not where you were. Her. What are you talking about? Yes, I am. Me. Please don't lie to me. Please tell the truth. Her. It's true. I went to Old Navy and then to the other stores in the mall, but I didn't buy anything. Then I went to Taco Bell and came back. Me. Oh, come on. Her. What? Were you spying on me? Me. Tell me. Don't embarrass us anymore. Her. I went to a bar with a coworker. Me. What else? Her. That's all? Me. That's a lie. Her. Were you spying on me? Me. Tell me. Her. I went to your office after I dropped Donald off. Me. That's a lie. Her. I went to the station. Me. For what? To drop Donald off. How long were you there? Her. Just 2 minutes. Me. That's also a lie. Had I told her what I knew and what evidence I had, she would have confessed to everything, and I would not have known if I was still being lied to. My advice to anyone going through a similar experience is to not show your emotions and not tell the other person what you know. If they confide it to you, chances are you can trust them and begin to rebuild. If not, the best-case scenario is that you're in for a long, hard fight. Hopefully, the two of you will be fighting this issue, not each other. At this point, she told me that he kissed her and she kissed him back. When I said he kissed me, she started to cry. And I kissed him back, she said, and she began to cry uncontrollably. And that hurt me even more. I wasn't even angry at this point. I was shocked and upset, and I was sad that she did this to me. And I was sad that she was sad. It was as if another person had taken control of her body that night, and I was angry at that woman for making my wife so sad. He said he and his co-workers went to a bar, and she said she was going to the mall. She said that sounded like fun. He thought it would be fun for a married man to leave the bar and return another woman's husband's shirt. So Donald went with her. I have to explain who Donald is. Donald and my wife worked together. He came with his wife and son to my oldest son's second birthday party a couple of months ago, and I had met him briefly. He was a mentor, giving my wife advice about her work. He also advised her on some of the services that our oldest son was receiving. Our oldest son was in speech therapy, and he told her about his son's experience with therapy. Our son was severely special needs. The two became close business associates. Thus, Donald, a married man, ended up following my wife around on Friday nights while she and my special needs son were home. We talked for a while, and I told her that I would have to sit out for a bit because I couldn't be around her, and that I would call her mom the next day to help take care of the kids. Her mom was always there to help us when we needed help with our kids. She was like a god to help us with such things, and she was like a second mother to me. My wife refused and said she would do it herself, but I knew she was too stressed out to do it herself. So I said either she would call or I would. But I didn't want to be around my wife, and I couldn't let her go out alone. I ended up staying the night, taking my suitcase to work, and telling her I would be gone for at least the next 2 days. There was no swearing or yelling, just pure disappointment in her. And also to myself for feeling like a disqualified husband who couldn't bring herself to let her think this way. 2 days earlier, on Good Friday night, she had gone out with Donald. I called her several times about the kids and the shopping list for our youngest son's birthday party the next day. She told me later that she told Donald it was as if I was her third child. He rode in the car with her while they talked on Bluetooth. Not once did she mention that she was out with him or anyone else. She denied that she was seeing anyone, but he had heard our conversation. For his part, Donald complained that his wife was suicidal and probably drinking wine and, once again, watching their special needs son alone, while he was out with his married wife. He's father of the year. Anyway, he took the train to work and needed a ride to the station. This is where things start to get inconsistent. Let's call that station North Station. He lived north of the company. It was at that station that they kissed for maybe a minute. However, her iPhone location history shows that she stayed there for about 15 minutes. But then he missed the train, so let's call it South Station. which is further south, because the train stops at the south station before the north station. Why would he go south and miss the train for a longer time? Oh, one small note, they both worked in the building above the south station, which is empty at this time of day, and she was there even longer than she was at the north station. I never got to the bottom of what happened that night. To her credit, she apologized and told me she would quit her job or let me look through her cell phone anytime I wanted. I told her that I did not want her to quit, and that I did not want to be in a relationship where I had to check up on her and monitor her. Little did I know that that is exactly the relationship I am trying to form with her.